Hey Roosters, and welcome back to another Star Wars Unlimited Leader Spotlight. Today's video we're going to be again going over another Star Wars Unlimited character from the second set of the game, Shadows of the Galaxy. Without further ado, let's get into some rules of the series. It's not a meta-analysis, but gang, it's not a meta-analysis. I don't know how many times I have to mess that up before I decide to take my time with that sentence. This video is not about trying to find the best cards with each leader. They're simply about trying to find the coolest cards with each leader, which is why I want to go to my next point that this is just my personal opinion. You can perfectly disagree. You can think these cards are lame. They don't really add anything to the leaders. They don't add anything to the game. You can tell me whatever you think about these cards, but whatever you think about these leaders in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your opinions, especially those of you who actually play the game a lot more and know what's really good with certain leaders, even at this early stage of Shadows of the Galaxy being released. That being said, not every card that I do think is really good with these leaders is even going to make it into today's video. Some of the cards I think are pretty cool are going to be just shunned and put to the side, or because I forget they exist, they're just not going to be remembered. And that's why I also leave it to you guys to tell me what cards I forgot and missed in the comment section below, because I'm sure there are some. That being said, today's video is going to be about Boba Fett. That's right, in the second set of Star Wars Unlimited, we got another Boba Fett. If you don't know, we got a first one in the first set of Star Wars Unlimited, and he was pretty darn good. So let's take a look at what this one can do. He's command and heroism, unlike the last one, which was cunning and villainy. He has only the underworld keyword trait. Trait, not keyword. He is no longer a bounty hunter. He says, when you play a unit that has one or more keywords, you may exhaust this leader, and if you do, give a friendly unit +1 power for this phase. Also, as an action, if you control 6 or more resources, you can deploy him as his leader unit, of course. Then he becomes a Force 7. Each other friendly unit that has one or more keywords gets +1 power, and so that's kind of your idea for the deck. You're playing a lot of units with keyword abilities, which isn't hard. There are tons of units with good keyword abilities that you can take advantage of, and you're trying to give them a little extra push. So the keywords you're probably going to be looking for here is Overwhelm, as usual, and Ambush, as usual. First one doesn't have either of those two keywords. It's Echo. 4 cost, for 4, restore 2. When played, you may discard a card from your hand and give 2 experience tokens to a unit in play with the same name as the discarded card. Obviously, you like this guy because of the fact that he has a keyword ability. And then his second ability is actually pretty cool too. Depending on what type of deck you're playing or the composition of your deck, he can easily start giving out some cool experience tokens to your units. And also, because you're playing some Underworld cards that can get themselves from the discard pile, not many, but some, you may be able to get whatever card you discarded back. We also have the modded cohort for cost 2/4, Ambush and Raid 2. Both these keyword abilities work really well with Boba Fett. Ambush, obviously, allowing you to attack at the turn they're played. That means they can be played, get that buff of +1 power, then swing in for 3. In this case, swing in for 5 with the modded cohort. Pretty good. Weak Way, Pirate Gang, 4 cost, 3/3, Ambush again, and then it can be smuggled into play. Mercenary Company, 6 cost, 5/5, Ambush, and Overwhelm. Both the cool abilities that we talked about before. You're going to be able to drop this guy and attack immediately for 6 Overwhelm into somebody. Pretty good. Wedge Antilles. Now, this is a weird card I put in here because vehicles as the deck is something that so far has not gotten a leader for support, but it's gotten a decent amount of support outside of that. The game plan is you play a bunch of leaders, vehicle cards that could be space units, and of course, ground units with the vehicle keyword, and most of them have ambush. You give them ambush with Wedge here, and you kind of swing in. Wedge giving all your vehicles ambush, if you go down this route for the deck, is going to allow you to have almost any unit in your deck, as long as they're vehicles, be on board with Boba Fett's ability. That being said, he's also a pretty cool unit, 5 cost, 5/5. Each friendly vehicle gets +1 power, +1/+1, and ambush. Rogue Squadron Skirmisher goes really well with a Wedge, 6 cost, 4 sticks, ambush, and also when you play him, you can return a unit that costs 2 or less from your discard pile to your hand, which is kind of what I was talking about with the whole Echo thing. You have the Heavy Fighter, 4 cost, 3/3, Overwhelm, and then also on attack, you may exhaust another friendly unit. If you do, this unit gets +3 power for this attack. Bright Hopes, 4 cost, 2/6. Sentinel card. When you play him, you can return a friendly non-leader ground unit to its owner's hand. If you do, draw a card. Home 1. It's going to be a cost 7/7, restore 2. And then also says each other friendly unit gains restore 1, which again, using this ability is going to allow your units to almost all come on board with Boba Fett's ability when he's in leader form. And then also says when played, play a heroism unit from your discard pile. And it costs 3 less this turn. Getting those cards out of your discard pile works well with the whole Echo game plan if you're going that route. Commissions, 1 cost. Search the top 10 cards of your deck for a bounty hunter item or transport card. Reveal it and draw it. Also, smuggle it in for 3. This card's really good for getting out some transport cards, which some vehicles are transports. But also, it can help you get out one of the really coolest cards from the set that works really well with Boba Fett. We'll get into that when we go over the cunning cards, because it's actually not even a command card. It's a cunning card, but we'll remember this commission card now, and we'll talk about it later when we get there. Timely Intervention is a 1 cost. Play a unit from your hand. Give it ambush for this phase, and then also you can smuggle it in. So giving an ambush for this phase is going to mean that you can choose almost any unit from your hand, give it not only one of the coolest keyword powers in the game, but also the ability to be activated with Boba Fett's ability. U-Wing Reinforcements is a really good card, so I usually don't go over it a lot. I really undervalued its ability in set 1, but in set 2, 7 cost. Search the top 10 cards of your deck for up to 3 units with a combined cost of 7 or less and play each of them for free. This is really, really good in general, but also it has its extra benefits of Boba Fett, being the fact that if you don't have a unit in your hand currently that has a keyword ability, which I don't see why you wouldn't, but say you didn't, you can search it out with this ability and play it immediately, activating with Boba Fett's ability. You can get out multiple units with keywords abilities here, up to 3 that is, and if Boba Fett's in his leader unit form, then if each of them has keyword abilities, they each get that buff of the +1 power. So it works really good for Boba Fett, and also it's just a really good card. On to Cunning. Cloud Rider's a 2 cost 3/1 underworld unit with ambush. Enfeast Nest, 6 cost 5/4 ambush, and then while the friendly unit is attacking using ambush, the defender gets -3 power. Obviously, you're playing a lot of different ambush units in this deck, so that's going to be a lot of different -3 power going around. Smuggler Starfighter, 3 cost 2/2. When played, if you control another underworld unit, give an enemy -3 power for this phase. You probably will. You can also smuggle it in for 4. Millennium Falcon, 6 cost 5/5. If you play this unit from your hand, it gains ambush, and you can also smuggle it in for 6. McClunky, 1 cost. It says return a friendly non-leader underworld unit to its owner's hand, and if you do, deal 3 damage to a unit. Not exactly the most powerful card in the game, but you can use it to your advantage to get some of those cool underworld units that have ambush back into your hand. Deal 3 damage to a unit, play them down. Maybe one of those units has ambush and overwhelm. Play them down, and then swing in to deal extra damage to your opponent's base, and like in one swoop. It's pretty cool. Swoop down, 1 cost, attack with a space unit against Saboteur. So if Boba's in his leader unit side, then they'll be able to activate with Boba's ability. And it can attack ground units for this attack. If it attacks a ground unit, it gets +2 power, and the defender gets -2 power for this attack. Here we go. Let's talk about that card. Before we talk about commissions, a while ago, that green card that allows you to search your deck for an item. Well, here's one of the biggest reasons why you probably want to play that card. 2 costs, Boba Fett's armor, attached to a non-vehicle unit. If the attached unit is Boba Fett, and damage would be dealt to him, prevent 2 of that damage, +2/+2. The beauty of this card is that it does not say once each round, once each phase. It doesn't say the first 2 damage or something for each attack from combat damage, card damage. It doesn't matter. Boba Fett's taking -2 damage every single time he would be dealt damage. And it gives him +2 power and +2 HP. So it's just an all-around great card that makes playing Boba Fett all the more worth it. Not that you really need any more reason to play the original Boba Fett, but definitely a good reason to play this new one. On to Vigilance, we have Kolui. I'm done. He's a Vigilance unit with heroism as well. 2 costs, 2/3, Fringe, restore 1. 1 attack to start a card from your deck. If it shares an aspect with your base, return it to your hand. Obviously, it's going to be pretty interesting using this card. How often you get this trigger is going to be up to the way you want to build your deck. But all in all, he's a pretty cool card in general, but you might be playing a risk game with him while using him. Vials, 2 cost, 2/4 bounty, deal 3 damage to a unit. When defeated, give it 2 experience tokens to a friendly unit. The active player chooses the order of Vial's ability. Razor Crest. Crest is a really cool card with Boba Fett, 4 cost, 3/4, restore 2, but also when you play him, you can return an upgrade card from your discard pile to your hand, and that's probably going to be that Boba Fett's armor, because even if you're playing Vigilance and Boba Fett, this green Boba Fett, even though Boba Fett's armor is going to be out of symbol, I might still run it just because of how cool it really is. Concord Dawn Interceptors, 3 cost, 1/4, Sentinel. This unit gets +2 power while defending. Second Chance. This is really here for thematic purposes, but it has some pretty good uses in Boba Fett as well. 4 cost, double Vigilance, so you're going to be paying 6 for this in Boba Fett. Attached to a non-leader unit. Attached unit gains when defeated for the rest of the phase. Its owner may play it for free. Play it from their discard pile for free. So this card, you're paying 6, and you're getting the value back of up to 10, 8. So generally it's a pretty good card, but also it's going to have the added bonus of you being able to activate multiple ambush abilities in the same turn. You play something down, you ambush, swing, maybe kill something, die in the process. Well, no, that wouldn't work. But you'd have to come in there, swing, kill something, attach this, it dies, comes back, swings again. So yeah, that would work. So the point is that you can activate a lot of these different abilities that like ambush multiple times, different powerful effects that come into play when you play a card. Then we have Ketsu on Yo, 2 cost, 3/2. This is going to be from the aggression aspect, Saboteur. When this unit deals combat damage to a base, you may defeat an upgrade that costs 2 or less. Cassian Andor is really cool. 1/3 cost, 3/3. Smuggle him in for 5. And when you play him using his smuggle ability, you can ready him so then he can swing on your next action phase and swing in probably for like definitely swing in for 4 if you use him with Boba Fett's ability. Clan Challengers, 5 cost, 3/6, rate 3, and while this unit is upgraded, it gains Overwhelm. It's swinging in for 6, and normally 7 with Boba Fett's ability, and if you can find a way to put an upgrade on this thing, it can swing in for 8. K2S0, 4 cost, 4/4, Overwhelm. Also, when it's defeated, you may, for each opponent, choose one, either deal 3 damage to that player's base, or that player discards a card from their hand. Mace Windu is a really cool card. Boba Fett, 7 cost, 5/7, Ambush. When this unit attacks and defeats a unit, ready him. So you're going to be putting him down, swinging in for 6 with Boba Fett's ability. He readies, he swings in for 6 again. He readies, I mean, like, it can go on for a decent amount of time. Obviously, eventually he's going to go down because he has 7 HP. But you can easily get multiple attacks out of him with multiple attacks with Mace Windu, and you can get multiple attacks out of him in one phase before he dies. So it's a really powerful card that was put in a lot of work in set 1, and I assume it's going to put in a lot of work in set 2 as well. Red 3 is going to be a 3 cost, 2/3, raid 1. Each other heroism unit gains raid 1. That's going to allow you to use Boba Fett's ability with a lot of different units that otherwise wouldn't be able to. Rallying Kai's 3 cost, double aggression, so you're going to be paying 5 in Boba Fett. Each friendly unit gains raid 2 with Boba Fett's ability on his leader unit size. You might as well say each friendly unit gains raid 3, right? Well, it's better than raid 3, but you get the point. So it's just a weird card that doesn't see a lot of play, but it definitely is a card that gets even more powerful in Boba Fett. Heroic Resolve, 1 cost, +1/+1. Attach unit gains action. Pay 2, defeat Heroic Resolve on this unit. Attack with this unit. It gets +4 power and gains Overwhelm for this attack. For some pretty obvious reasons, this worked well with Boba Fett. Overwhelm's keyword power. With Boba Fett's ability stacked on this, it could be +5 power through this effect, and the +1 from the upgrade. Whatever you put this on is swinging in possibly for +6 with Overwhelm. Just amazing. And you're really only paying 3 for that. So 3 for 6 and overall is not anything to scoff at. Infiltrator skill is going to be a 1 cost upgrade. The attached unit gains Saboteur, which is a keyword, which means it's going to make, at least while Boba's on his leader unit side, that whatever card you put this on is going to be now active with Boba's ability, and also give a +1/+1 static effect. Proxima Midnight is going to be, to finish off this video, let's talk about Proxima Midnight. 1 cost, 0 power, 4 HP, no keyword abilities, but when you play another Underworld card, you may deal 1 damage to a base, and you are going to be playing quite a few Underworld cards, so, I mean, well, you might be playing quite a few Underworld cards, so it might be something to take a look at. And then Street Gang Recruiter, similarly, 5 cost for 4. When you play it, you can return an Underworld card from your discard pile to your hand. There's that as well. Maybe you discarded an Underworld card with Echo or through some other means, and you can then get it back. And that's going to be for Boba Fett. Definitely a more simple leader. Some of the leaders we've seen in the game. It shows you directly what you want to be doing in deck building. It doesn't leave much to the imagination. Not to say that there's not a lot of strategy going into building these decks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you sit down to build this deck, you know exactly what you're looking for. Obviously, you have to find out what exactly that's going to be, but you do know what you're looking for, and that's pretty darn cool. It makes him a lot more simple, a lot more easy for newer players. And he's Boba Fett, man. I mean, even though Book of Boba Fett wasn't the greatest TV show to ever drop from ever of all time, and it's Disney Star Wars, so it's hit or miss, right? But it's Boba Fett, and I mean, the art's pretty cool. I like the effect. Command, heroism, keyword effects that has a wide variety of things that can mean, but at the same time, it keeps you focused. Definitely a cool leader, I think. Definitely somebody to pick up and check out. Definitely somebody who deserved this spotlight. Hope to see you guys for more spotlights, though, tomorrow and in the future throughout the game's existence. Well, that's going to be all for now, but if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead and watch some of our other videos that we've made on this channel. Also, give this video a like if you thoroughly enjoyed it. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future content. And I hope to see you guys back at the Roost.